I have a saying on this channel that you don't know what you don't know, and I don't know enough about Admiral Blacktusk. Let's find out some stuff. Hello everybody, I'm Roadblock and this is a Raid Shadow Legends video. Very excited, just did a shard pull. If you missed it, go check it out. Obviously I'm going to spoil a little bit of it here because I pulled Admiral Blacktusk, but I did have some other pulls on the free to play, so please go check out that video. I love my shard pulls, making those videos for you guys. You love watching them, so but yeah, go check that one out if you haven't already seen it. But let's talk Admiral Blacktusk here. Now, I learned some stuff about him today. Before I reveal the build that I'm going to test on him, let's go ahead and do this. So for the dwarves, Admiral Blacktusk, right? I talked about it in the video. With 3 faction allies, he places Stone Skin on all allies for 1 turn. Basically, he places Stone Skin. Now, I learned some stuff today because I didn't realize that Stone Skin inherently was not the 50-50% feature, right? So for those of you that are familiar with Stone Skin, if you put Stone Skin gear on a champion, they start the round with the Stone Skin buff, and it has a 50% chance when someone goes to remove it that they would fail. One would assume that this Stone Skin falls under that same thing, but I learned a lot and I understand why it doesn't. Real quick, if you're looking to be part of my account takeover series, join the Discord below. But a little heads up, I'll be prioritizing accounts that were started with my exclusive promo link. This will also guarantee you a free legendary Elenaril and 3 amazing free epics as you level up. Here's what you need to do. Log out of Player and Play on PC and uninstall. Click the link in the description and register with a brand new email. Launch Raid and complete the tutorial. Go to your inbox and claim your first champ. You'll get Elenaril for free along with Uugo, Tagoar, Rector Drath, and a better chance at a takeover, so click my link right now. First of all, if you go look up Stone Skin in the buff menu here, you can see what Stone Skin does, right? It decreases damage except damage from bombs and burns, and removes all debuffs except bombs and burns. Gives immunity to all debuffs except bombs and burns, gives additional Stone Skin HP, which is like a shield kind of. So that's why when you go to do damage to somebody in Stone Skin, they have like a shield, so it doesn't, you know, you have to like work through that, right? And then you have a champion with Stone Skin is immune to decrease max HP and decrease turn meter effects, right? Notice that it says nothing in here about the 50% chance to avoid stuff being removed off the champion. But then if we go and look at Stone Skin gear, you can see here, gives Stone Skin buff at the start of round for 1 turn, 50% chance of blocking removals or steals. So that's part of the set. It's not part of Stone Skin individually, which is something that I didn't know. It doesn't necessarily mean that Blacktusk is worse, but it made me interested in what can we do with this. Are there some cool interactions, right? So I started thinking about a couple of different things, and I'm realizing as I'm talking right now that we're not necessarily able to test one of them. But first, let's look at masteries. So one of the masteries is Lasting Gifts, has a 30% chance to extend the duration of any buff cast by this champion by 1 turn. Will not extend, this is important, will not extend block damage, unkillable, revive on death, or taunt. It says nothing about Stone Skin. Just to be clear, doesn't say anything about Stone Skin. It also, technically speaking, doesn't say anything about buffs from gear. However, I do not think, I've never tested that. Maybe we're gonna test it right now, I suppose. But I don't think that would extend the buff that you would get from like a shield set. I don't think that works that way because you're not casting it, I would assume. I'm justifying stuff logically in my head, but I don't know if that's true. But what I am curious about is, does Blacktusk work with a protected set? So I do have him. He's not leveled. I haven't done anything with him. This is why I was realizing I don't have any masteries on him, so I can't test one of the things. But I might just buy them with gems for the sake of the video. I don't like doing that, but I want to give you guys content, so maybe we'll just throw some gems into him here. But I threw a protected set on him. I can only go up to a 7-piece, not a full 9-piece, but that should be fine. We should be able to at least see some protected buffs. So what I like to do to save energy, and I have a decent amount of energy, so I'll probably run some Minotaur and then come back. I hope we have enough masteries for you guys. First, what I like to do, I'm going to test in Doom Tower. I don't know why more people don't test in here. Maybe because it's harder to get like a consistent room or something, but I don't see the point in wasting energy when I'm just trying to test if stuff works, right? Okay, we'll put Blacktusk in the lead. It doesn't really matter. We're not even going to fight. We're just trying to see if the Stone Skin that he places is protected. So Trunda, Tormin, Acrisia, Newt. Sure. Not a traditional team that I would use, but I just want to see what happens here. I'm just curious. Look at that. Look at that. Protected stone skin. Okay. I don't know if that's good, but we do get to protect the stone skin buff. Okay, we'll tell you what, let's try and see if we can get lasting gifts to work. Okay, so we went ahead and got lasting gifts on him. I'm not going to finish out the rest of the build here. I'm not sure what masteries I want on him. I need to think on that a little bit longer, but I did want to test that for the sake of this video. So let's go back into Doom Tower. May have to take a couple tries here, but let's see if we can get any of those to be extended. I'm just curious, right? There's no certainty here, and I suspect it won't work that way, but it would be frustrating for me if it doesn't work that way, because I would like to see it in the information, right? You'd like to be able to like say, hey, you can't extend stone skin with this thing. It just doesn't say it anywhere. Hey, we got 2 stacks of stone skin. It works. Look at that. I'll try to zoom in here. We've got 2 stacks here and 2 stacks here. I don't know. Wow. I think that's pretty cool. I do. I think that's pretty cool. I didn't think that would work, especially after the first time I did it and nobody had the extra buff of stone skin. So yeah, I think that's really, really good. Almost better than normal stone skin, right? Because if I put him in 9-piece protection, which I can do, I have the gear to do it. Let's look at the gear options here. A protected stone skin is way better than regular stone skin. Let me know in the comments if you agree with me on that, because I feel like it is. I could be wrong about that, but I feel like it's so much better than regular stone skin. All right, so I have plenty of stone skin accessories for the dwarves. I just randomly picked a bunch of pieces. This isn't necessarily the pieces I would put on him. We are in the middle of 100% gear removal cost, so I have the ability to, just replace this gear on a whim. So that's why I was like, hey, this is a great time to make this video, because I can test if they're protected and I can test if we can get double stack of stone skin. So yeah, wow. Okay, cool. So I can easily get that set on him, and I don't know what the multipliers are on the A1. I have him pulled up here. I don't know if they have the multiplier. Okay, 3 times defense, 0.2 times HP, rating of godlike on the A1. Don't necessarily know how hard that's gonna hit per se, because I'm not like the most knowledgeable on like the ratings here, but that seems pretty interesting. I don't know that I would build him for damage is kind of where I'm going with this, right? Like I could build him for damage in a protection set. I could. Not going to ignore any defense with the A1, right? But we could get some extra smacking out of that A1 since he does ally attack. So there's a potential that I do that. I just threw in, again, this is just random gear that I threw on just for the sake of the video, but I'm curious if I would want to build him for a little bit of damage or not. Maybe go with like crit rate gloves. The problem is when it comes to my protection gloves, I've got crit rate. There's some crit damage, but the crit damage this one's got some speed on it. This might be potential actually. But then the big kicker is that then I have to figure out how to get crit rate across the board too. I don't need accuracy, kind of. So this stun cannot be resisted when attacking outside of their active turn. If I pair him with Morag, it's really the only way I could get him outside of his active turn, unless this ally attack count. I don't know if that does or not, but that can't be resisted. And then this stun cannot be resisted if all the dwarves are on the team. But there is another thing where decreased resistance and decreased speed. There's nothing in here about this cannot be resisted. So if I care about those debuffs, I would need to get him in accuracy. But I don't know that I care about those debuffs. Or at least I don't know that I care about them enough that I need crazy accuracy, right? Like what if I just do an accuracy banner and some accuracy on these pieces? So it's interesting. It's an interesting thing. It's going to be a little while till I can use him, because I'm not going to book him for another week until PR personal rewards clan v clan. So we are a little bit out of the way of using him, but I thought that was really, really cool that we can upgrade that to 2 turn and we can get it protected. And if I'm rocking 9-piece protection, I have a 75% chance protecting the buff, and everyone's going to deal 5% more damage per each buff placed by the wearer. So we're going to get a lot of extra damage out of that stone skin too on the champions on the team. So there's some real potential here. I feel like, I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, especially for faction wars. I think that's going to be really interesting, right? Because people are going to go in there and be like, okay, cool, I'm just going to strip this. Who in Dwarf dwarves has a strip, a buff strip? I honestly don't know. I'm trying to think of anybody off the top of my head that might. Does Tormund have one? That's it. He does on a single target. So he's got one. I don't think. I know this is riveting stuff, guys. I'm just really curious. Geomancer has one on a single target, but I'm wondering if anyone has like an AoE buff strip in this faction that I would need to be cautious of. Let me know in the comments if I'm missing anybody that might have a buff strip on them. I'm just really curious because I'm thinking for Siege is why I'm talking about this, because I'm wondering if that I might be able to do a dwarf only team and having the double stack of stone skin to start the fight and it's possibly protected could be really, really good for me, but maybe not if they don't really have a way to remove it in the first place. I don't know. I'm very intrigued by this champion. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to build him out, but let me know what you guys think in the comments. Did any of you get Blacktusk? I know another clan member got him as well, but I find this stuff to be very interesting. That's unique, right? I don't know of any other way that you can get a protected extended stone skin other than maybe like Arbice, I would assume could also do something similar because she places, yes, okay, so here it is, places stone skin buff. So I assume if she's in protection, she would get a protected stone skin and could potentially extend it if she had that lasting gifts. Okay, well, anyways, that's cool. I learned a lot, not only about Admiral Blacktusk, but today I learned a lot about raid and how certain mechanics will work, and they all worked in the way that I thought they would. So I thought that was really cool. I was very excited about that. Oh, it was a fun little video. I know it's a little kind of different than what most of you guys would probably see. I think it's fun to learn that stuff, and I hope I revealed some good information for you guys moving forward on your accounts. I just want to say thank you all for watching. If you are new here, please consider subscribing. That's the best way to support my channel. I am making a push to 5,000 and we are about 100 away at the time of recording, so I am so excited. I'm so pumped up for that. 5,000 is going to be a lot of fun. Either way, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Take care.